An actor's primary job is to convince audiences that everything they see on screen is authentic. A good actor does not pretend to be a character going through scripted actions. They become the person and exist naturally. When it comes to sex scenes, the question of reality and simulation may cause viewers to ask, are they really doing it? Here are 10 famous actors who actually did it on screen. Chloe Sevigny, the Brown Bunny. Writer-director Vincent Gallo is a controversial filmmaker who tends to take advantage of his position. His first film, Buffalo 66, featured Christina Ricci in one of her first scantily clad and seductive roles after evolving from child to adult actor. However, it was 2003's The Brown Bunny, in which actress Chloe Sevigny enacts fellatio on Gallo, that really had people talking. The excruciatingly awkward 4-minute scene was fine for Sevigny, as she stated she had an intimate relationship to Gallo prior to filming. It was an unprecedented move considering Sevigny was becoming a major player of the indie film scene before The Brown Bunny. Legendary film critic Roger Ebert complained about the film not because of the salacious scene, but because of its banality. Sevigny's career did not suffer, and she has since become an even bigger star with choice film and television roles. Robert Pattinson, Little Ashes. Robert Pattinson is best known to audiences as the sparkly vampire Edward from the Twilight film franchise. When he isn't playing the object of a lip-biting teenager's affection, the actor likes to branch out to small films like Little Ashes. Little Ashes is a 2008 drama about the life of artist Salvador Dali. For a sex scene in the film, Pattinson decided to pleasure himself on camera to have a realistic reaction. He later regretted the scene, claiming it was such an embarrassing moment in his career that he almost quit acting. He persevered and continued working in spite of publicly displaying the personal moment. Divine, Pink Flamingos. John Waters may be one of the most bizarre filmmakers in history. His extreme vision knows no bounds, but he has been able to acquire a cult following in the over 5 decades he has been making movies. All of his movies require a warning and an iron stomach prior to viewing. One of the strangest and notorious Waters films is 1972's Pink Flamingos. The film stars flamboyant drag queen Divine and includes many questionable scenes, such as Divine eating real dog feces.
I'm not even sure I understand this part.
Just as Pink Flamingo seems to have reached its unappealing peak, it goes a step further with Divine performing fellatio on an actor who plays her son. Luckily, the two actors were not actually related. The scene is disturbing nonetheless. John Waters continued to make weird films like Crybaby and Serial Mom, but none of them compared to the truly off-the-wall Pink Flamingos. Donald Sutherland with Julie Christie, Don't Look Now. Don't Look Now is a creepy 1973 thriller which stars Donald Sutherland and Julie Christie. The film has a vibe similar to Rosemary's Baby and tells the story of a couple who travel to Italy after losing their daughter. Soon they meet two women who claim that their daughter is alive, causing chilling events to unravel. Don't Look Now has a memorable sex scene between the two stars that was so convincing, many questioned if the two were engaging in an unsimulated act. A movie producer who was on set while they were shooting the scene claimed that the scene was not the work of movie magic, but rather a genuine act between Sutherland and Christie. Sutherland denied it years later, but the film's director and star Christie have decided to remain tight-lipped on the matter. Melvin Van Peebles, Sweetback's Baadasssss song. Melvin Van Peebles is a revolutionary filmmaker who triggered a new era of African-American focused flicks that were released in the 1970s. His film Sweetback's Baadasssss song was a solitary project which he wrote, directed, produced, scored, and financed after it was clear no studio would touch the action thriller. Sweetback's Baadasssss song led the way for future blaxploitation films, Shaft and Superfly. Since the film was put together with scotch tape and a dream, Melvin did his own stunts. There were also unsimulated sex scenes featured in the film. As this was basically Van Peebles' pet project, he and the other actors engaged with one another freely, which reportedly resulted in a few sexually transmitted diseases, making the independent film a memorable experience for all who were involved. Peter Sarsgaard with Molly Parker, The Center of the World. The 2001 drama The Center of the World stars Peter Sarsgaard as a dot-com millionaire who offers an exotic dancer $10,000 to spend 3 days with him. While the plot sounds similar to Pretty Woman, the film is much darker and was filmed digitally, giving it a voyeuristic feel. The film aroused controversy with its full frontal nudity and a scene involving a dancer penetrating herself with a lollipop. With that, it became the opinion of many that the sex scenes between Sarsgaard and actress Molly Parker were also real. There has been no confirmation to the contrary, and the assumption remains true until otherwise stated. The Center of the World did not suffer for its graphic scenes, but was praised by film critics, allowing it to be known as a true art house film. Malcolm McDowell, Caligula. The 1979 historic drama Caligula may be the most well-known mainstream film to feature illicit pornographic sexual acts. The film stars a cast of legitimate actors, including Malcolm McDowell, Helen Mirren, and Peter O'Toole. Penthouse founder Bob Guccione produced the film with the intention of having a pornographic-style film with a big budget, feature film quality, and seasoned actors. Caligula does feature many orgy scenes performed by Penthouse pets, and most of the mainstream actors stick to graphic nudity without penetration. However, Malcolm McDowell in the titular role was not able to get away with faking it on screen. Rumor has it there was no faux fornicating on his part, and he truly committed to embodying the sinful Roman emperor. Eric Balfour with Lauren Lee Smith, Lie With Me. Canadian actress Lauren Lee Smith has worked steadily in television and film for years, most notably as a main character on the Showtime series The L Word and her brief stint on CSI. Eric Balfour is an even more recognizable actor, who has popped up in films like 2003's The Texas Chainsaw Massacre and television's 6 Feet Under and Haven. The two actors have both been around the block with demanding roles for a while, but their commitment to acting was tested with the 2005 drama Lie to Me. The plot revolves around a sexually aggressive woman who hooks up with an equally aggressive man, causing explosive situations along the way. The drama involved many explicit sex scenes, with the two leads carrying out the scenes with actual explicit acts. Even with the actors' dedication to graphic realism by pushing themselves to the limits, the film was not well received. Kieran O'Reilly with Margot Stilley, 9 Songs. British actor Kieran O'Reilly and American actress Margot Stilley play a young couple who travel through England in the love story 9 Songs. Director Michael Winterbottom has a history of realism with his filmmaking in movies like 1999's Wonderland and 2002's 24-Hour Party People. For the film 9 Songs, Winterbottom decided to bring naturalism through in the way of intimate scenes between O'Reilly and Stilley. The sexual content was majorly controversial once the film was released in 2004 due to multiple instances of the two actors engaging in one salacious scene after another. Critics were not impressed by the scenes, but found them unerotic and tedious to watch. Viewers and critics agreed the film was not worth the buzz. Halle Berry with Billy Bob Thornton, Monsters Ball. The 2001 romantic drama Monsters Ball spills over with tremendous performances, including Billy Bob Thornton, Heath Ledger, and Halle Berry, who earned an Academy Award for her gritty role. Thornton plays a former prison guard, and Berry a widowed woman who recently lost her son in a tragic accident. The entire film is one bummer after another, which culminates in a sexual encounter between Thornton and Berry after drowning their sorrows with alcohol. There was much speculation concerning the authenticity of the scene. Berry's and Thornton's comments to the press regarding their mutual attraction may have been what sparked speculation. The two stars did not deny whether the scene was real, but did emphasize the steaminess of filming it. Whether the heated scene was just another reason Berry deserved Oscar gold, or it was legitimate sex between the two, is still unknown. There's our list. What did you think? Who did we forget? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.